How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all having a great day or night whenever you open this video up. If you recall, about 2 months ago I made a little video making fun of this homeless guy. Well, soon to be homeless, I should say. And that was a pretty entertaining shit show. If I'm being honest, I expected some people that like my content and hate lolicons to still be like, hey, that's a little too far making fun of a guy for going homeless, but surprisingly, no. Just about everyone worth listening to agrees. This person needs to get off his ass and get a job. And in the 2 months since that happened, well, a little bit's happened. I honestly didn't think they were enough to make their own individual videos, so I decided, fuck it. I'm gonna bundle them all together because views are views. And also, I just want to take a break from my Synthetic Man project again. But most of all, I'm digging this subject again because I realized I had a major missed opportunity to use this meme right here.
It's alphabet soup. I made it special.
Now, with that intro guff out of the way, let's go ahead and dive right into the subject. Roughly 2 days after I made my video, he whipped up a little response to it. I say response in the loosest sense of the word, because all he does is say how much he doesn't want any drama to deal with this situation. And on that principle alone, I decided to write him off entirely from there. Because if you recall, one of the things he kept bitching and moaning about people not doing was people not addressing his situation and people not covering it. Specifically begging other grifters like Hero Hay to cover the situation for him, and give him a little more exposure. Yet as soon as someone like me does and gives him a very realistic standpoint on it, suddenly that's a problem and he doesn't want to deal with it. And from there I was ready to wash my hands of this ungrateful little fuck. Hope you got enough room to decorate your cardboard box with all your anime posters. But at the same time I watched this video in a call with some friends, and we had a few good laughs here and there on a few points here, so let's go ahead and dive into those. The biggest point being how he kept trying to write everything off as a bunch of slander.
Hello there. It's been kind of a minute since we talked about slander. Before anybody even says anything that might just be in concern of me, I am fine. I do not care about people when it comes to, you know, talking slander. A little bit of slander, yes, it's annoying, but a little bit of slander, who really cares? Even with this slanderous slander or anything like that, don't worry about no slander.
Despite the fact that every single claim I made was supported with clips of him saying this shit. So among the laundry list of issues he already has, we can add crippling illiteracy to it. But after that, he goes on for a couple minutes worth of the video about how much he just doesn't care and how he's had other people calling him out. You know, it's funny how desperate people are to puff themselves up about how much they don't care about a situation, yet they have to make a college level essay about how much they just don't care about this situation.
That's what you call ironic.
But then after that, he dives into more eBay and how he just needs more money, and how he needs everyone else to pay his electric bill immediately for him.
Because if you notice, we have a house that is about to be, you know, in some bad times if nothing is done.
Man, if only there was a solution that could help that problem there. One that only requires a few basic steps and then you're there. Problem solved. But it's a shame that we're living in a third world country where that option doesn't exist.
Right? And then to add salt into the wound, now a $300 electric bill. Because why the hell not? Also, what the hell caused that to be a high-ass bill, I do not necessarily know. It's never been that damn high before.
I don't know, spending every waking minute on the internet will probably drive up the electricity bill just a little bit, you know, just a teensy tiny bit. Also, it's been one of the hottest summers in the past few years, so there was that too. I wouldn't really expect a basement dweller to know that, but that's also a factor there. But anywho, after that, he just goes on and on about how much he appreciates all the community that's helping him out in this situation of his, and how he's so much above all the people that have been calling him out.
Plus, these channels that do this are very low subbed. I'm above these channels with the subs, thank God.
Because why bother listening to points when you can just pay attention to numbers like a bitch? And that's the main reason why I didn't cover this video. There just wasn't enough material worth responding to. And I was willing to let the drama die out because I already had my fun with a couple idiots in the comments. But then we fast forward about a month and a half later, and I get recommended one of his community posts, bitching and moaning about how this problem has gotten worse for him. Seems like a lot of advice fell on deaf ears. How surprising, I know. That and him thinking he should set up a GoFundMe to try and fix the situation. Calling it now, he's not even gonna make 9% of that 150,000 goal. And to cap that atrocious community post off, he did the only thing he's good at besides being creepy, e-begging for $1,000 there. Even though 2 weeks of working at McDonald's would solve that problem for him, but hey, that's just some realism speaking right there. And we surely can't have that now, can we? And I was tempted to comment and try and pester this a little bit more, but then I decided I'll just leave it at talking shit about it in my Discord. Because at the time I didn't really want to give any more engagement and let the hobo rattle his can in silence. Because that's funnier. But around the same week as his community post going up, someone hit me up with a link to a video by his fuck buddy. And this video is a good mixture of him talking about the situation and ranting about yours truly. This guy was something of a recurring meme last year with a couple responses. The first two aren't really that great, but the third one was a fucking ball and a half. But after my drama with him died, I washed my hands clean for a couple months. Had a back and forth with him on Twitter and in the comments of my videos talking about his fuck buddy here. And now we have yet another wonderful video where he couldn't mute his game audio but still wanted to bitch and moan about me on it. Just like last time. I mean, hey, that's at least a tiny improvement from seeing his fuck ugly face. But as expected, there's a whole lot of dead air and a whole lot of nothing of value said. So again, we're just gonna go through the highlights.
Just like how he's trying to live his life and try to make ends meet. But yeah, you know, people are just trying to freaking cash in on, his misadventure.
Today, Junior?
Misfortunes. And trying to make easy clicks out of, out of nothing.
If he doesn't want people talking about his misfortunes and his ups and downs in life, he shouldn't put them on the internet. Plain and fucking simple. Once you put anything on the internet, people have every right to judge it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
But instead, you got people like, freaking Big Country, for instance, who actually make, clickbaity videos and actually get 800 plus, losers to actually join his little cult.
My guy, could you at least pick one insult and stick with it, going from losers to cultists? But either way, at least we can say we're willingly living it up doing the cult shuffle, while we know what shuffle lolicons are legally required to do.
And I know that, freaking Ding Dong Daddy, aka Big Country, or the Big Cunt, is just trying to actually freaking push a narrative that, people like, myself, Sean the Legend, freaking Otaku Daikun, J7X4, and anyone else that actually goes against them or, defends lolis per se, are actually nothing more than child predators.
Words I've never once said, and you can tell because you can't even play a clip quoting me on this shit. But on the real though, can you even call it pushing a narrative when you're the one providing evidence for it, with your constant mentions and consumptions of lolicon, and throwing a temper tantrum every single time someone dares to criticize it? Or in this guy's case especially, when he literally lost his job because he wanted to defend lolicon, and was putting that shit on his company work computer. Like, that's not gonna blow up in your face at all. But I mean, when you're that obsessed, I don't exactly fault people for calling you a pedophile at that point, since you were actively defending and consuming pedophilic material, as if your life is absolutely dependent on your defenses at that moment. And I mean, when it comes to Sean, we already know what other issues he has piling up, so we're just not even gonna go there.
You ever hear a thing called ad hominem fallacy? You're just actually attacking people you don't like, based on the fact that you don't understand what you can't comprehend. It's just a matter of, perception.
You can hear the individual gears running at max speed in his head in order to put together these basic as fuck sentences. And who the fuck is actually surprised by the fact that I like talking shit on the internet? Who the fuck doesn't? It really doesn't get that personal unless you take it personal.
And how I see it, this dude actually doesn't even show his face. He only actually makes cringe videos because he thinks making these cringe videos, Chinese knockoff Leafy is here, actually gets him more views. Yeah, it gets him more views, alright, but I bet you that it also gives him, freaking so many downvotes that he doesn't even pay attention to what his freaking target audience is.
I mean, just taking a quick glance at both of the channels I'm talking about in this video here, yeah, I'd say I'm doing pretty alright as far as views go, compared to these two chuckle fucks anyways, with their oh-so-original content, especially considering these big bad downvotes he's talking about ain't exactly what he thinks they are. And even if they were, downvotes from lolicons don't mean jack shit.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm actually going back to playing freaking Cyberpunk 2077 is because at least I actually have much more taste in Big Country, who spends most of the time playing Doom or any other, arena shooter. Because,
Wasn't so long ago I really
he actually has no culture, no
Then all this
taste,
shit
and he's
happened.
actually a total Nippon phobe, meaning
I
he
was
actually
living in a
is
dream
a prejudice
Just
against.
want the world to
He actually
know
has
that
a
I was
huge
here,
prejudice / racism
mattered.
towards Japanese people or the culture itself.
I know it's a little annoying trying to hear this whiny fuck, especially with the game audio mixing in with it all, but the only part of that whole lot of nothing that was worth talking about was this Nippon phobe whatever the fuck word it is. It's a made up word, so I'm not even gonna bother trying to pronounce it right. All because I dare to call the lolicon the sewage it is. I'm apparently racist to all of Japanese people. Which if we go by that wording of his alone, he's the one saying that all Japanese people are pedophiles and lolicons.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
See, this is why it's important to actually pay attention to what you say and actually have quotes on the people you're responding to. All while bitching and moaning about the fact that I play actual good games worth watching. To which all I gotta say is keep on putting the gay in gatekeeping. It's really helping you out there, totally.
But to any or all content creators, please spread word about, what's going on with Jay. And, try to
So what
actually
now?
tell people that there are people out there trying to actually, get another innocent person off of social media and try to
You're gonna
actually
tell
ruin
me?
his life.
Well, people have already failed that process because he had no life to begin with. But in case you all couldn't understand his begging for more people to cover the situation with the fucking game dialogue overpowering that shit, by all means, do make more videos like this. I could use some more content. But with that, he doesn't say anything worth responding to, and then it just turns into him blankly staring at the Cyberpunk gameplay. But when that's the quality of the videos and the arguments being used to defend this motherfucker, I don't know, I think he should just give up on that alone. But to circle it all back around to the original Lolitard, let's go take another look at his channel here. More specifically, just how much content's been uploaded ever since he made this little cope response. And hey, would you look at that, 36 videos in total as of me recording this video. All of them struggling to get a little over 200 views at that. But funny how he's able to put up so many videos after saying he has so much else he has to worry about, like his bills and how he's gonna pay for this shit. And now it's his biggest reason for not playing into the drama. Ain't that a little funny? Even funnier how this super busy and super worried guy has an hour of his time to dedicate to bitching and moaning about the fact that Twitter bans lolicon now. You know, one of the few good decisions Twitter's made in the last year. Just a little interesting, ain't it? Almost like all these housing issues of his aren't real, and this entire situation is nothing but the latest in a long line of attention stunts. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But hey, lolicons never have any reason to lie for attention like that. None. Then again, I'm not exactly going to reject if he actually is going homeless. In fact, I'm going to celebrate. But just a very curious observations I've made as of late. But with all that being said, I think I've had enough on this situation. You already know I've got my fireworks ready to go off as soon as he posts the eviction notice. And with that, I'm going to call it here, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, leave a dislike if you didn't. Either or is cool, and I just can't wait to see what kind of shit show the comments is going to be this time. The last one was super entertaining. Also, yes, Hunts, I am actually making that Synthetic Man video. You can stop begging for it. It's just going to take some time. It's a whole lot of shit to go through. But anywho, until I get around to that, I'll talk to y'all later.
Think fast, Chuckle Nuts!